Can you hear me? Good? Not good? What? Higher? Can you hear me good? Okay, and I'm not supposed to move from this place because I think it should get recorded. I usually move place to place, so I'm somehow I'm going to fix myself here. Apply some glue here. So welcome to BITS, everybody. Settle down. Go to your rooms. Watch some movies. Not yet. So asking seniors where the DC is and how to waste your time in the night and all that kind of thing. By the way, the campus is pretty good. You can use the campus to work out, play some sports. So guys, I usually don't do PowerPoint. Actually, not much at all. At some point, nothing at all. So why I am working on this is I will scribble, and you are going to scribble with me. And I will save it as PDF or JPEG, and at some point I'll put it on CM. How about that? Is that a good thing? But I think you should also scribble. What I will actually bring to the course is, I think all of you know a little bit of thermodynamics. I heard that your CBSE and your state syllabus, they teach a little bit of thermodynamics in your 12th and 11th. Do they? Don't lie. I kind of went and looked into your book. So I think you know quite a bit. So the objective of the class is not to repeat what you actually can easily comprehend. Then it's a wasted class. Yes? It should be something that you're not able to very easily, tangibly figure it out. And from my side, I will not spoon feed you. I'm just going to ask you some questions. I'll pinch you here and there. I'll orient you. And then I think you're the one who's going to take it. So the guy who drives the class, the drivers of the class are not me. Got it? Students drive the class. Wherever you want to take it, I'm happy to go with you. But if you don't open your mouth, I'm not used to talking non-stop from this side. So drive it. I've previously had a lot of fun with thermodynamics. I think some of you have a good grasp, or it's common sense. Yeah, thermodynamics is common sense. Nothing more than that. Somewhere it's become some kind of a dragon in everybody's head, and everyone struggles with thermodynamics for no reason. Either you overthink it way too much and overwhelm yourself. So cool off. We will keep it very simple. So what I will do is all of you start writing in landscape, so that the logic is, we don't see the world like this. How do we see it? On a plane. Yes? Do we see it on a plane, or do we see it in a vertical orientation? In a plane. So you are the ones who are going to develop a couple of posters every class. How about that? That's basically what the class is. Yes? You will develop a couple of landscape posters in a way that is slowly it will get to become comprehensive and bring in everything inside. Yes? So I think the students have a fancy word for that. You call that as mind mapping. Call it as whatever you want. I will just call it as scribbling on a landscape format. That's basically what it is. And you have to learn to write the arrows. If it's a one-way arrow or two-way arrow, and if it's a loop, you got to write the loop. Got it? And if it fills up your page, and if this box requires some more information, then you put an arrow, go to the next page, start with that box, develop that box. So it's basically posted. Got it? Yes? So then let me start off with how you guys, I would have started writing with you. I'll just wait for him. How do we, I don't want to say define. What's thermodynamics? You see, I have such trouble. I cannot move out of this state. I would like to sum this. The thing is that that's not a moving camera. It's a stationary camera, right? So I'm supposed to stand here. What's thermodynamics? Shoot off. And whatever you shoot off, I will repeat it so that it gets recorded for everybody's benefit. Is that a good thing? Otherwise, that does not record your words very clearly. Whatever you say from that side. Got it? So you be a little more loud and I will repeat it back so that you get what your friend is saying. Yeah, give it a shot. What's thermodynamics? In your own funny way, whatever you want. It's a free for all. Classes are free for all. You're welcome to say whatever you want. I can play a little music if you want. Yeah. Go ahead. Your friends might wonder, it is not opening. Great to see you. Please come and open one page for me. Why it did not open? Oh, I did not open the whiteboard. Can you do this for me? Oh, sorry. You did it. If I need anything, I call you. Oh, 1 second. Let me scribble. How do I clear this? Okay, guys, I'm good. Thank you. So thermodynamics is something about some system. Who said that? Okay, most of your friends don't know what system is. Help them out. But your friends also would say the word thermodynamics does not even contain the word system. So they're all scratching their heads. They're wondering why you went with that. You know, everything is self-explanatory, right? When we say resistance, I hope you understand in the English language. Resistance literally means resistance. It's not something you have to memorize. What is there in the Webster dictionary? So they're also scratching their head that thermodynamics, system, study of system. They're wondering why this guy went and defined such a way. Yeah, go. Okay. With the heat energy, discussion of system. So two guys are going system. Yeah, go. Study of transfer of energy. Most of them will argue, does energy only transfer? No. What I meant was, forget the mass part. Does energy only transfer or energy likes to do a lot of other things? You like to sleep. You like to hit a tennis ball. You like to provide friction. Your body heats up. You sweat. So does it only transfer? Does it only transfer? Pardon? Oh, it can do work. Oh, by the way, I think I put up something on YouTube. Did you all get the notification? No, you should get the notification. I put one announcement and one upload on CMS. Oh, sorry, you don't have it yet, huh? When are you going to get it? As soon as you get it, get on. I thought you already had it. So I put a flip lecture, a 16-minute flip lecture, pretty much that covers your entire course. I've tried to condense it and jam it inside that 16-minute video. So go through it slowly, and that pretty much takes you through all these kind of definitions. Transfer, somebody said work, so it will take you, couple more. So what is stuck in my head right now is the word system. I'll come back to the system. Yeah, somebody else wants to take a shot? What's thermodynamics? Oh, hey, feasibility of the reaction. Okay, that is one part of it. Very good. So somebody says it's the energy, whether it can be transferred. Somebody says whether the energy can do work. Somebody says whether it's even feasible in the first place or not. So you can check. But more than all that, what is the basic thing that you actually in your world, in your real life, you like to do? You worry about transfer. You worry about how much work you can do, or does it even do work? And then you also worry about whether that's feasible or not. So all this falls under what big domain? What are you doing? By worrying about these things, what are you doing? So, yes, what's the magic now? So you worry about whether the money will get transferred. You worry about whether your investment will work. And you worry whether that investment is going to be feasible or not. You know, finance usually appeals to people. Come on, it does. So what are we talking about that finance? When we talk about all these different things of finance that you worry about, whether it's the investment is going to work, whether you'll get a return, whether you can transfer it, whether it will do work for you. So what are you doing off that finance? What are you doing in one word? Storing is one part. Yeah. That is also one part. That's an objective. But if you put all this in a box, what of the finance are you trying to do? That is also one objective. That is another objective. So very good. See how finance works? That's how it's magic. Regulating, storing, interest, investment, return, losing, loss. What else? Gift, charity, philanthropy. So what about that finance? If I put all this in a box, what title will you give? What are you doing of that money? What about the money? What is the activity that you're doing in one word? Fancy word, bookkeeping. Hello, accountant. Yes, your bookkeeping. So everything that you told about the energy, what is thermodynamics? Whether it will do work, whether it's feasible, whether I will get energy out of it, whether I will waste it, whether I will transfer it, whether I will conduct it, whether I will dissipate it, whether I will use it to damage something, whether I will use it to build something. So what are you checking? Tracking. So that's what bookkeeping is. You're tracking. So thermodynamics is nothing but tracking. Not money, it's energy. So you can look at it as how money works, basically how energy works. Sorry, vice versa. How energy works is how money works. Tracking. Yes. Bookkeeping. So now if I just randomly ask you for examples, it's not a good thing. So what you do is, you write energy at the center of your poster. Because you would really like to know how it makes sense, right, to your world. Because just saying bookkeeping is not a good thing. So from my side, you can put 4 arrows and put 4 boxes. I'll give you trust areas in our life, important trust areas. Environment, health, 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 sanitation, disaster management. Write the trust areas. That's for you to write. Start mapping out, branch it out like this. One branch out. 8. Okay, what was the first thing that I said? Get the idea now, how to map. Is it working? What did I say? Third one. Are these relevant, guys? No? Not relevant? Come on, I got to hear. It's not relevant. Is this relevant to our life or no? These stress areas. Okay. Fourth one, disaster management. Now you want to fill something more, manufacturing. Put one more cloud, manufacturing. What else you want to put? Now sky is the limit. These are my important trust areas, the four that I gave you. You can start putting more. Just make sure that you're not redundant, because some of them will overlap and some of them will be a repeat. Got it? So you should put the thrust areas in such a way that they remain a little bit unique by themselves. Okay, I'll start off with one. How is thermodynamics relevant to health? So you said it is about bookkeeping of calories. Oh, I should not answer these questions. Bad habit. Yeah? Okay. How is bookkeeping of energy relevant to health? I just started you. I think I already gave the answer. Okay, so how much energy your body has, how much energy your body will expend, put it little more, attach it little more to the health context. I'll give you brownie points. See. Oh, nice. Good. Okay, so I think you're getting it. I think now everybody will get it. So what are we talking about? Energy bookkeeping. All of you have opened every of your junk snacks. What do you see behind? But you still eat. Enjoy. Fine. Is that thermodynamics? Absolutely. This is not put up there for fun. How much calories is going with your Cadbury's, whatever you eat? Yeah? Okay, very good. The intake, the calorie intake. What is the reverse of that? All of you have visited gym, so you stand on a Stairmaster or a treadmill, dun. What option is there? How many calories you burn if you can break your head and run 21 miles? Good, right? Makes you happy. You come out saying, yay, I burned this much. Okay, very good. You got the health. One more example for health. Excellent. Body temperature. So fever develops. So body gets heated. So is it taking heat or giving out heat? And when we talk about that, we call which one as a system? The air or the body? Slowly I'll get you into system. So now, since you said the health examples, what is the system there? Body. Because what is your point of interest? Body. Whatever you're interested in as a local interest, as a point of interest, that is the system. Whatever else is around it is just around it. Sometimes systems can be coupled, sometimes systems can be isolated, sometimes systems can be open, sometimes systems can be closed, sometimes systems can hinder each other, they can overlap each other. All of that's possible. Sometimes you cannot even see the boundary between the system and the surrounding at certain points. One more example. Health. Don't want the same three-stripe jacket. Somebody else. One more example of how thermodynamics is relevant to health. It can be an overlap. I already said it can overlap with other thrust areas. Yeah? Yeah. Wonderful. Who is supplying that energy? your food energy is getting. Okay, very good, excellent. One more, then I want one more for health. It can overlap with another. Huh? Yeah, food chain. Yeah, very good. Like what? Give me an example. Very good. So you keep track of the temperature. Temperature is nothing but heat capacity. So you keep track of the energy. Yes? Very good. So I go to next environment. Pretty good it is. It's a very good trust area. You can find a lot of relevance of thermodynamics in environment. Like we waste quite a bit, right? I mean, I don't want to be negative, but if you go like that, then you kind of understand. Then the tracking becomes much more important. So environment is very easy for you to understand what thermodynamics is. It may be the easiest. Everybody heard of carbon footprint? So is that just a tracking of energy? That's all that. Greenhouse effect, tracking of energy. What else? Keep going. Predicting weather, very good. How about trying to not waste the agricultural leftover material? What we call as lignocellulosic waste, the agri waste, all the stalks of the plants, the roots, the bark. Usually we use it for what? But we don't use it effectively, yes? If you use it effectively, what would you be doing? You would be tracking how much wattage you are getting. Yes, correct. So everybody heard of something called as calorific value. So we always look for what calorific value which material gives. So what are we talking about? What energy that material gives. Yes? But for that you have to go and study what is the energy tracking inside that material. For you to say that it can give you this many joules. Yes? So you have to do that inside research also. You have to track the energy inside the material. That's equally important. Give me a couple more. Environment. Environment is easy. I already went with the dustbin waste, agri waste, lignocellulosic waste, trying to burn things, trying to burn leftover food, trying to make something with leftover food and get energy out of it. All of you have heard it, right? Isn't that what today's startup is? What is green technology? To make value added products from zero value things. That's basically what it is. That is thermodynamics. You have to track the energy, otherwise it won't pass the panel. It will not be acceptable. It's got to be feasible. That's what feasibility is also. So that's why I kind of attach energy with money, because feasibility should also go with your economic feasibility. Couple more examples. Come on, we can do it. I have a lot of things to cover today. So I have a habit of going late, so people will complain. So don't at 10:45 start moving their bags. Yeah, calm down. Usually it will extend for 3-4 minutes. Okay, I know you're new to the institute. Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Can't beat that, right? Super. So then, as soon as a student says solar panel, obviously another student goes wind. You should. There is nothing to hesitate. You should go for it. So, water, old source. Water is one of the old sources. We started with water. Now we have come to sun, wind. Then we are looking at waste. We are trying to find every waste that we generate ourselves. So I heard somebody is also looking to make fertilizers which has NKP, nitrogen, potassium, and what is the other one? Phosphorus. Using species from the birds, from the poultry. But they are sanitizing the whole thing, and so they think that will work. That is also calorific value. Yes? because that undergoes a lot of sterilization. You have to heat a lot, you have to get rid of all the bacteria, you have to kill the bacteria. Hey, how about biochemical examples in environmental? Yeah, composting, manure. I just said poultry species. So food can compost. Yes, food will have NKP. Very good. Manure. Agriculture. So you just took us right into agriculture. Couple more agriculture examples. Bioethanol. Come on. Biofuel. Heard of it? You should shoot off. Don't make me talk. Biofuels. What's the source for biofuels? Sugar. Where do you get the sugar from? No, cellulose doesn't break down easily. You get sugar easily from food. So what kind of food? Who started working on what kind of food to get bioethanol a few years ago? From corn, maize. I'm going to take a shot here. What's it called in Hindi? Butta. Maize. So what happened? It did not fly. It's still not flying. People are still not bought on that thing because it's a food. So they're fighting for that energy. That energy should go to food. We don't want to give that energy for biofuel. So the farmers kind of are not that happy that their corn will go for biofuels and that it's not going for food because they get more for food than for biofuels. Go to the next one. What did I put? Enjoy. Sanitation. Maybe the most important. I think all of you know about Make in India and all that, right? Yeah, wake up. Everybody get current with your country's business that's going on. Watch a little bit of news, everybody. Yeah. What's the Make in India thing with the sanitation? How to make smart toilets. Heard of it? Bill Gates put up a smart toilet challenge. What is it about? Literally. That you get NKP and then you get water and then you clean that water and it goes back to drinking water if you didn't know. So don't go, but that's what the challenge is about. The challenge is literally you know what. So separation process, then extraction, then thermal conditioning, then filtration and whatever other fancy purification that you need to do. So you get solid value-added product, then you get the liquid value-added product back again. That's the smart toilet. That is the smart toilet challenge that Bill Gates had, I think, 4 years ago. I think a lot of Indian companies participated, quite a few. So are they keeping track of the energy requirements there? Absolutely. Otherwise, it's not feasible. Got it? Energy requirements are kept track. The monitoring is happening all the time. So if I hit a tennis ball, do I monitor energy? Pretty simple question. I just came back to something else. A forehand. Do I need to monitor energy? Oh, really? Don't kid me, huh? Come on. Really? No, really? Then I will know how many have actually played tennis. See, I don't get a decisive answer. Really? Oh, okay. How you monitor? Give me an evidence of how you monitor, how you track calories when you are playing tennis. Is played tennis? Have you played tennis? Yeah. Obviously, how much you expend is based on what's happening in front of you, correct? There is work being done by your opponent, and then there is the work that you do. So you cannot do the same amount of work all the time, and you know what will happen to the ball. Yeah, okay. So that's how you monitor your energy. So you have an inbuilt thing in your subconscious, it's inbuilt. You have a feel for it. You know what to do. So that is actually a The best way that you can actually understand thermodynamics. You have a good feel yourself. The body has a good feel to monitor energy changes. Like somebody said, temperature, you freeze, you shiver, there's a fever, then there is a fatigue, then there is a hypertension, there's oversweating, there's a hypotension, then there's a blood pressure. The body has a wonderful way to self-regulating things. Firstly, it's more than regulating, it tracks. It does a very good way of tracking. So if you get boils, then there is something local, the temperature is not right. You get a boil, something develops, there's a liquid there. So, very good. Tennis what? So are you doing work when you play tennis? Yeah? Okay. Is there any heat generation? Oh, hey, friction, huh? Okay, let's consider heat generation as negligible. Then what would you focus there? Work and? I just removed heat generation. I threw away Q. I threw it away. I said neglect heat generation when you hit a tennis ball. What do you then focus on? Just common sense. Don't go to any thermodynamics. Huh? So you first worry about how much work your guy did, your opponent, and how much you did. Okay, two works got combined. Okay, what else you worry about? You also have to worry about the internal energy that you're left with after doing all that, correct? There is something called as fatigue, yes? So there's a reason why you fatigue. Your internal energy is increased or decreased? 50-50 answers I got. Okay. Just checking, man. So manufacturing piece of cake. That's why I kept it to the lab. Thermodynamics, is it very relevant to manufacturing? Absolutely. Maybe the most relevant. I don't even need to open my mouth. You can take all the industries. Everywhere there is consumption of electric power, mechanical power, chemical power, and there's exhaust, there's emission, there's the safety regulations. You have to keep things insulated, you have to keep things covered, you have to keep things sterilized, you have to keep things covered. It should not get exposed. You have to be careful with your reactions. If they say that the byproducts are very, very high, you have to go slow. You cannot go to extreme temperatures, so you cannot go to those extreme temperatures. Manufacturing is very easy. Cement itself is suffice if you think of cement. Cement consumes high amount of energy because the inorganics take up way too much energy for reacting. Inorganics are very stubborn, ordered, crystalline materials. So it's not like water boiling. So easily you can say how much calorie is required to make an inorganic move and how much is required to make water move. I think you can easily have a feel for it, yes? So that's how you do your energy calculation. So you should not overthink this thing. It's pretty simple. Give me another example. I just went with cement. Oh, by the way, my name is Karthik. I am a material scientist by background. I come from material science background. Welcome. So cement is one thing. Give me another example of a good nasty manufacturing industry that consumes. Yeah, automobile, your friends will not completely understand which part of this is out of automobile. There's an assembly part, there's a chassis part, there's a painting, coating part. Yeah, metallurgy, terrible, highly energy consuming industry. Mining, everybody, environmental activists make a huge price. Mining is very, very labor and energy consuming activity. Huh? Yeah. So you just went to Kalpakam. Okay. Yeah, nuclear reactors. There's a good thing and there's a bad thing. The consumption is very high. But you also, that's why people still, there's a debate about it. There's still a debate about nuclear power for a reason. The input and the output. So it's still not very clear if everybody agrees on whether it should replace a lot of other things. So it has not yet. Then there's the health and there's the environment, there's the safety. All those issues are there. Yeah, somebody put their hands up. Oh, geothermal. It's a new thing. It's happening. Yeah. So you dig. You go inside and you get some gases, which can be used for fuel. So you see what we are doing. We are always tracking energy, fuel. For our business is all about our food and our, residence. So for that fuel, so we go about tracking fuel all the time. So people are tracking for fuel under the ocean, so right. You have a lot of methane underwater, deep inside. So that's also become one big thrust area. Very good. Good. So are we now a little bit clear about what is thermodynamics? Why should a finance guy worry about thermodynamics? Huh? Yeah, it works the same way as money, but I still want to be with Swiss Bank and Standard Chartered. I don't want to work for a cement industry. Huh? Yeah. I want to be cool in Mumbai with JP Morgan. I feel cool. Yeah. So that cool finance guy is like, yeah, this is garbage. Who wants first class thermodynamics? This is rubbish junk. But does the finance guy realize that? Have you ever heard a finance guy realize that? Have you ever heard a finance guy realize that what he is actually doing is nothing but energy monitoring? Have you heard this anyway? Do you think you should hear it? Then the perspective will be a little better about what is cool. That you are actually tracking energy. Now you are cool. If you are tracking money, not that cool. Because you don't independently simply track money for no reason. People will call you, you know what. Yeah. Somebody put their hands up. Yes? you won't exist for a long time until he won't be physically able to exist if he does not understand that what he is doing is tracking energy. He won't be physically able to exist if he doesn't understand that there's oxygen around him and there's water there and there's sunlight there. But do we really think of this? I mean, you said it very well. You and I agree with it. But really, the cool JP Morgan guy. I think you put it very well. So there's no oxygen, there's no sunlight. I hope you know what sunlight is. Are we tracking energy from sunlight? You're not? Is our body tracking? Are the plants tracking? Okay. Just think. Very good. So what is thermodynamics if you finally come down to his description? The finance guy should think whether he will exist or how long he will exist or all the resources will get used up and tomorrow we will not have anything. So what's thermodynamics then? Is it relevant to LIFE? Much more than anything. Little bit change up on the perspective, yeah? I think we have to be energy conscious. Nothing wrong in keeping a track of what's going on. Nothing wrong. Because everything else that you do is in an indirect way related to, basically it will come down to that one thing only. I know you might not like it, but you might say it's so disappointing. Everything comes down to energy. Array, what can I do? Bad energy. Bad boy controls everything. It's maybe the most fundamental thing. So now I think you understand what thermodynamics can be. It's not a course. It's not a course. Unfortunately, it's being taught as a course. It's not a course. It's basically your life. That's the way I don't even want to say you should approach it. It's stupid. I feel stupid when I say it. I mean, I'm saying you need action. So, you know how you feel when you say such things. Comic it. It's not a course. And you guys have a good feel for it, but you don't understand that it's relevant to your life every minute. You just tend to let it go and still treat it as a course and go like, okay, so I have to study the first law, so I have to study the second law. Because you already, actually in a nice way, you pretty much put everything in the discussion. You said whether it's feasible, whether it can be transferred. I think you already did it, but do you understand that? So you see, when I talk to you like this, you're not treating it as a subject. But put you back in another place, in another forum, you'll open the red book. First law, second law. Maintain this. Keep it like this. Got it? That's why you write the posters. So when you write the posters, all your nuts and bolts details will slowly, you can go, sit in your room, here and there, just add few things, beautifully write it and develop the poster, and that's it. That's your, you can keep it forever. You can go, if I feel like it, I'll ask you to demonstrate some good posters, interesting posters. Sometimes mid-semester you can demo it. You can have some fun with it. You can call all the faculty members. Everybody can come and take a look. You can lecture, 10 minutes each. Yeah? Give a best prize for the poster. How about that? Shall I have something like that? Yeah, I will. Only thing is, I wouldn't know of the other remaining 300. I don't know how many is there in the other section. How many are you here? Sort of, approximately 200, huh? Okay, since we are very comfortable with energy, in terms of knowing what it does and all that, does anybody know what is energy? I will give you 1,000 points. Sorry, 10,000 points. Sorry, 100,000 points. Should have. Because I honestly don't know. If you ask me, what is energy? I will simply say potential energy, kinetic energy, and all that kind of rubbish I will say. Vibrational energy, rotation. But what is energy? Yeah. So maybe you guys know better. See, I like to put you in the hot seat. Welcome to the class. Attend all the classes. Yeah? Is this a good thing, or should I go with a book? So you should drive it. So as soon as I finish the energy thing, you should say, sir, can you tell us what is energy? So what I will do is I will take that and put it back to you. Use me as a reflector. Bounce it back off of me. Yeah? Fundamental part of universe. Your friends will say, wonderful man, but we don't even know what the 4 words that you said. They might know a little bit universe, something, maybe. Please. One part of it. All the time you don't do work. Do we naturally like to do work? He says, is vehemently, he says, no. I completely agree with that. What is our natural tendency? To die and decay. There's a Big Bang theory joke. Hey, how are you doing? Nothing, same old, same old. Entropy is increasing and there's death and decay. So, that's written by physicists, so it's well researched. So don't go and argue with entropy does not increase. The universe will take a tumble. It will take a toss. Our natural tendency is to do nothing, to just keep on distributing and wandering around, like a zombie. Work is so much work that you have to be organized and put it in a direction and have a scalar and a vector and a tensor to do the work. That's not our natural tendency. I think all of you know that. Okay? But somehow if you force it, okay, that is one part of energy to do what? This is a tough question. Obviously, I'm asking you a tough question. I just want to have some fun. It's a very tough question. I thought before you asked me, I asked.